On today's episode of the SPMA Council Podcast, it's the kickoff to a great season 3 coming in over the next couple months with a lot of great content and some great guests too. We meet the new Pod Squad members for 2021-2022. We talk about the first regular occurring question, a new regular occurring question for the SPMA Council Podcast, and what that means to us. And we also talk about what's in store for season 2, what we're hoping to accomplish, and what we're excited for as we embark on a new season. Before the show starts, just want to give everyone a heads up. I may have said get ready for season 2 instead of get ready for season 3. That's my fault, but I just wanted to give everyone the heads up before the show officially starts, and then we can have a good laugh at it afterwards. But enough with me talking. Let's get into our intro episode to officially kick off season 3. This is the SPMA Council Podcast. How's it going, everybody? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It feels great to say those words again. I invite you to pull up a chair, sit back and relax, and welcome you to season 3 of the SPMA Council Podcast. Season 3, I'm honestly, it's crazy that we're at season 3. It feels almost like yesterday that we were doing the first few episodes of season 1, and now we're at this point ready to bring some great content to you. I just want to first off plug these amazing SPMA Council Toon Squad jerseys. These are just top of the line jerseys, legendary stuff, let me tell you. So we had to pull on these for the first episode of season 2, and it's an introduction episode for a bunch of reasons: to prep you listeners for season 2, to let you know what we have going on, including the new and improved theme for season 2, and to introduce the 2021-2022 Pod Squad. And we've got 2 new faces that you may recognize from episodes past in season 2, but they are full-fledged team members right now. So I'm going to pass it over to the first team member, ladies first, from Keswick, Ontario. Please welcome Madeleine Grassi. Madeleine, she is going to be our podcast administrator for this year. It's great to have you on the team, and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Will. I'm super excited to officially join the Pod Squad this year. For our listeners, you probably saw me a few times last year as a co-host. And I kind of just fell in love with the podcast and wanted to dive right into it and provide some great content for you guys this year. So as Will mentioned, my name is Madeleine Grassi, and I am the podcast administrator for this year. And I'm going into my second year of the sport management program. And if you follow us on our social media, on our TikTok specifically, you would have seen that I vote for anybody except the Habs. So that means I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs girl.
Let's go.
So
Definitely.
I know Will is, but Jackson has some mixed feelings sometimes.
And then I'm Jackson Pratley from Windsor, Ontario. My position on council, I'm your social media manager. So any TikTok, Instagram posts you see, most likely will come from me. I'm a second year student, going to second year. Really looking forward to it. My favorite sports team, hockey, Chicago. I'm pretty much a Chicago boy, everything other than football. Favorite baseball team, though, White Sox, World Series bound. And now I'm going to pass it over to the man, the myth, the legend, William Ord.
Well, we're at this point where I get to introduce myself. Odd, but we'll go with it. My name is William Ord. As you know, I'm going in to my 4th year of sport management. I'm obviously the podcast host, the crazy dude with the mic. But my favorite sports teams, and I think Toronto for the most part, Raptors, TFC, Leafs, Jays. But where I go off the board is football. Favorite Premier League side is the Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yeah, super excited to go this season. And I guess this season is going to mean a lot more to me personally, for a variety of reasons. But more so this year, because this is it. This is my last year. And it's unfortunately not by choice. I'd love to, host this podcast a lot longer, but graduation beckons this year. And it's gonna be a roller. It's gonna be a roller coaster. Let's just say that. But I'm hoping to have a great time with the guests that we do bring on, and to bring some quality content to you guys. So sorry guys, but this has been a crazy almost 3-year journey with this show, and I want to make sure that when we're doing these things, I want to make sure that every one of you listeners is happy with what the product is, and I want to make sure that as in hockey, everything's left, as in, I'll use a hockey analogy here, but everything for the season is left on the ice in terms of efforts, quality of guests, and quality of content that you're producing for these to all you listeners. So it's going to be one heck of a ride, and I'm excited to get the premiere going. In just a short while after this episode is up.
Yeah, well, thanks, Will. We love to hear it from you, and we're super happy to be with you for your last season. But we're going to move on here in our little intro episode for our listeners. And if you recall from last year, we had a recurring question that we asked every guest that we had on the podcast. And last year, that was, what makes your story unique? But this year, considering our new theme, we have a different question. And we thought it would be helpful for the Pod Squad to answer what this question means to us. So this year, our recurring question will be, what mindset have you adopted to forge a successful career or school life? So now we're just all going to give you our thoughts on what we have adopted, and what we kind of practice in our everyday life, or in our school life. So I'm going to pass it off to Jackson to hear what he has to say about this.
So the mindset I've adopted, I mean, everyone talks about the growth mindset. So just kind of the way I've adopted like the growth mindset, taking advantage of any kind of networking opportunities, seeing how other people think, like just seeing like how they go through problems, think of ideas, and just trying to like continue to network, continue to build experience, continue to build those connections with people. And then, that's going to help with a successful career if you have the connections, have the network. And that's just kind of the way I'm doing it, just building those connections, the networking. I'm just trying to see how other people would approach a problem, maybe down the road in my career, a certain similar type of problem comes up. And then if my solution isn't really working or benefiting wherever I'm at, I can use a solution I learned from the past. So that's how I've kind of adopted or adapted a new mindset. In my case, I'm going to pass it off to Will to answer our recurring question this year.
It's a great question. We spent a lot of time mulling our thoughts over this to figure out the right one. But I mean, I think this question is going to get a lot of different and interesting answers from our guests. So we'll see how that question differs from episode to episode. Of course, all you listeners, you're going to have to tune in just to see how that plays out. But with me, I like to say that I have adopted a resilient mindset, but also being opportunistic in a way. COVID's hit the sport industry hard, pushed us in directions we probably never saw coming when even a year or two ago. And the only way forward is to get up and adapt and keep pushing on. So in the face of fire, as they say, that's the only way that's the only way I know to at least not just build myself as a professional, but live a happy life, right? But on the flip side, when opportunity comes, I have the mindset of if it's worth taking a chance, jump on it. Even if you're feeling a little iffy about it, maybe it's not quite your forte. If you feel there's opportunity there, jump on it. And if it's a job and you get accepted, great. But if you fail, you fail, and that's life for you. Even when you jump on opportunities, sometimes it's not going to work out, and that's okay. That provides a learning moment for you to grow, for you to analyze the situation and say, okay, what could I have done better? And when another opportunity comes, you're better prepared. Because of it. So yeah. In summary, I like to adopt a resilient mindset, even in the face of adversity, while also keeping in mind that when there's opportunity, it's better to take advantage than to let it slide and wait for the next one. And last but not least, Maddie.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think for me, this question really stands out in two ways. I mean, one way I've forged a successful mindset is really never saying no to an opportunity or an experience. I want to experience as much as I can. I'm only going into my second year, and to be completely honest with you, I don't know what I want to do once I'm done Brock Sport Management. But I mean, saying no to an opportunity won't help me figure out that decision. So I always want to take every opportunity that I can, just like Will said, take advantage of it and see what's out there. And then another way that I like to think that I've adopted a successful mindset is also taking care of myself. And I think that's huge as students and in COVID life. Kind of take the time to see where you are. Maybe you need to go outside for a walk. Maybe you need to go do a workout. Maybe you need to walk away from your screen for 10 minutes. I mean, always remember to take care of yourself and think of yourself just like you would of others. So I think that's two ways that I've really adopted a successful mindset, and two ways that I hope to continue doing throughout school and my life later on. So
very well said. Very well said. Each of us have our own unique mindset of how we approach things, both personally and professionally. And who knows, that might evolve as this year progresses. And I like to think that this question is going to be evolving as well, depending given the fact that we hope that the answers are going to be unique in their own ways, and that all the listeners back at home, you look at the mindsets of these guests, and And, maybe there's some commonalities in there, but our hope is like, you look at how they maximize their mindsets, and maybe there's a couple points that you can take to maximize your own mindset as well. So that brings us to the season. The season at hand. Season 2 was great last year, but we're promising to bring it to bring it to the table for season 3, and again produce tons of content. I guess if you will, Maddie and Jackson, are there any goals or aspirations, or things that you're excited about that you want to bring to the table for season 3?
I mean, obviously thinking about social, but not only social, I just want to create like a positive like interaction with definitely our listeners, like definitely whether we're on campus or even just somewhere around like the area. Someone's like, oh, aren't you guys part of that like podcast? Like, I feel like that would just be a goal of mine, like to get some like interaction, like, be recognized, who doesn't want to be recognized off campus? But I don't know, that's kind of a goal for me, to create like that sort of interaction with someone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also just kind of to piggyback off what Jackson said, is just also increase our following. I know we have a lot of Brock students who listen, but I think it's really beneficial for really anybody. And although it is a sports podcast, I don't think you only have to be involved in sport to enjoy our content and the guests that we have on. That's definitely something I've learned throughout the education and the curriculum that we've been learning. Although we're in sport, doesn't mean we're stuck in sport for the rest of our life if we can't find a job, or if our path goes in a different way. It's very transferable. So whether you are a sports fanatic or maybe you're not, I think the podcast is still definitely for you, and we'd like to reach everybody this year. So
yeah, and Jackson, just to build on the socials. Again, like you said, any content that we post is coming from this guy over here. This guy over here. You've seen the TikToks. You've seen the TikToks. Rest assured, there's gonna be more where that came from. Episode clips, maybe some funny moments, bloopers or stuff like that. And same with Instagram too. Lots of cool graphics and features coming your way as well. For me, I mean,
be a Will dance video though. We are getting a dance video with Will in it, so stay tuned.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you guys realize yet, but we all live about 2 minutes from each other when we're in St. Catharines, so there's going to be some in-person videos. I can guarantee you that.
We'll see. In as they said in dodgeball, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. That may not be the exact quote, but what the heck. But anyway, I mean, for me, what I'm excited about is, number one, just again, looking to find a wide variety of guests for you listeners that touch on a variety of areas. We had people that worked in sales, partnerships, sponsorships, social media, business development, a whole host of people that worked in sport from different organizations in different fields. So that's what we're hoping to do again. Probably to ensure that we're catering to different listeners' ears. Maybe some of you may be interested in events. Maybe some of you are interested in the legal side, or even the financial side. Regardless of which guest we bring on, I want to make sure that we have enough variety to cater to a lot of listeners, their interests, and what they hope to do, whether they're pursuing a career in sport, or they're just watching for the sake of enjoying a good podcast. The second thing, I guess, is I'm not sure how to word this, but it's Jackson, I think you alluded to it, is to connect with the SPMA community and beyond. We want to use this as a platform and a helpful resource to assist people in their career aspirations. We hope that with the content we produce, we're able to do that, and give and give a nice outlet for people to consume content that will directly help them. A lot of times with panels, you have to get dressed up. You got to commute to an auditorium, and then listen in. Which is all fine and good, but maybe there's a number of people who maybe may feel intimidated by that environment. So my thing is that we're hoping to provide a one-to-one outlet where you can listen in at your leisure, and develop yourself as a professional if you're looking to pursue a career, or just learn about the broader sports industry with every single episode in a nice low-key format that's accessible for everyone. So those are the few things that I'm excited about on season 3, and we're hoping to deliver that moving forward.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And just to jump in here and close it off, it's no secret that our theme this year is maximize your mindset, and we can't wait to see where that theme takes us throughout our different guests. And we're really excited to see how our listeners will like that theme too. So we're really glad you tuned in to our intro episode, and we can't wait to provide you with some awesome content this season.
Before we bring this to a close, but it's best that beforehand we plug our social medias before we end this here. We can follow us on Instagram at SPMA Council Podcast. TikTok is the same handle at SPMA Council Podcast, and our YouTube channel is Brock SPMA Council. You'll find video editions of the podcast there, as well as other council content that's such as maybe events coming up, or any special features for you to enjoy. I don't want to leave you out, Jackson. So any final words before we close her down?
Looking forward to a great year. It's going to be a good one.
100%. Well, listen, this is a great intro episode. Again, stay tuned for the premiere that's coming up very soon, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss the guest that we had on. It was one of the top episodes that we've done in my opinion. So stay tuned for the release date on that. But until the premiere, that is it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay classy, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers, folks.